Hey everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Today I want to talk to you about waterfall cards. This isn't a waterfall card, is it? So what is a waterfall card? I'm sure you've seen them before. They were pretty popular a couple years ago, but the bad thing is you had to make it yourself, and it was a little tricky. So a waterfall card is a card that you pull on one piece, and it will reveal pieces of that card a little at a time until you get to the bottom. So this set will help you build the waterfall portion. These are the decorative portions, and then this is for that message. So you have two choices of messages as well. So I'll just kind of quickly go through a few. So this is basically the same card, except that I added some of that new distressed ink to the barn, so you'd have a red barn. So there's that kind of card. And then I made this kind of card. It's so cute. With little, this one I used from the Funny Farm stamp set, and then I just love this You're My Jam stamp set. So I saw this idea where instead of, like on this card, you use the whole image to fill up the space, but on this one, and then you can see the previous bottoms of the images. Whereas this one, all you see are the decorative papers, but as you pull, you see the different layers as a complete surprise. So that is really fun too. So I want to show you some tricks about the die cut. So I was told when we were talking about this die cut, because it is extra long, that you need to have an extra long plate. So I went and I bought the extra long plate, and then I found out that you didn't so much need to. So I want to show you how to do this so you don't have to purchase another set of plates. And then while I'm doing that, I'm also going to show you know that I always cheat. So I'm doing 2 sets at one time, number 1. And number 2, I'm also literally cutting 2 sets at one time. I lost my, here it is. So I'm doing this at an angle. You need to have the cut side down. I'm doing this at an angle so that, you can see this, so that when I cut it, no, you still can't see that. So that when I cut it again, I can move this over here and cut this way and have more space for another set of waterfalls. That will become more clear in a moment. So if you're not purchasing a new longer plate, you'll need to tack down your image so that it doesn't shift when you move it. So my plate is only 7 inches long. You can see this because well, you can't see it now. I'm going to run it through. I'm just going to pause before I get to the actual end of my plate because it doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to take my thing. I'm just going to, it's already cut. I'm going to move it down my plate. Still tacked down. And there I've gone. So I take this off. And here I have 2 perfectly cut waterfall shapes. And I have enough paper where I can turn this over and cut it one more time. Because otherwise, this is a 4.5 inch wide set. And so if you don't do this, then you're using 9 inches of paper to get 4, when I can use 6 inches of paper to get 4. So. Okay, so now we have our waterfall shape. So this is obviously, this is the cut side. This is the, you can see the beveling, you can see that. So I keep it this way, and then I fold each of those layers at the creases. And then I fold this up so that you can still see that this is the beveled edge, and then this is the beveled edge here. And then what you're supposed to do is just flap these around. And then what you have is a self-contained waterfall apparatus, if you will. So it looks like this. As you pull the waterfall, this back part is secured, so it doesn't float around, but there you go. And it's ready to attach. So when you're attaching these, you have your shapes that you have cut previously, and you can decide if you want to put one on top of the other, like I did here. So you can see that the scallop shape is sitting on a pink shape, scallop on pink, scallop on pink. Or you can do like I did here, where it's just the scallop shape by itself and it's sitting on the waterfall card, so you don't see a pink shape here and here and here. So you have that choice of how you want to create your cards. But in any event, whichever way you choose, the full amount gets glued down to this bottom space that is the 2x2 shape. See, the 2x2 shape. And then every subsequent one, you put only glue on this portion. And then you attach your paper, glue on this portion, attach your paper, so that when you're done, and you have a sideways look here, you can see that there's only a portion on each of these is attached to the paper. Another trick that I learned is, okay, so I had made my original cards. Well, I made these first, and then I wanted to make these. And these ones had a banner across the front, and they worked perfectly. Then I did these, where I decided not to have a banner across the front. And when I would pull on those, it's like they didn't come as a waterfall. They came all at once. And that wasn't the look that I wanted. It wasn't working out. So I figured out that the reason is because this banner, this is one reason. One reason is that a banner would have helped. So this card, I put the banner on and look at how it's doing each one individually as it's supposed to. But you do not have to have the banner if you make it properly. So this card, I made it properly. And the difference between properly and not properly can be shown here. So on these two cards, on this card, I made it, it made sense to me to make it so that this piece folded under the front and then went around the back. That made sense to me. It hid the mechanism and everything, but when it ended, it clumped them all. It wasn't working properly. So I'm thinking that by having this much of the card sitting on the top, it just holds down that front just that little bit, so that when you do it, your pieces go like they're supposed to. And it made such a difference. So this one doesn't have this complete going across the front like I thought. It was just normal. It's that pocket that you need to build. So make sure when you're doing that, as you're paper. So fold this up so that this looks like the beveled side and this looks like the beveled side. These are both the finished sides. And then you're ready to go. Now, one other thing that's fun is this beveled side here, when it goes around the back, it overlaps. So that means that there's a little bit of extra room. So let me make a little bit of extra room here. So if I were to make this so it only touches, and I flip it back over, it has all this extra room. And you know what that extra room is for? Oh my goodness, when you pull on this one, there's room for a gift card. How awesome is that? So if it had to be snug, there wouldn't be room to put a gift card behind this waterfall, and that's just the funnest thing ever. But you can do that. And you can also put money or cash if you wanted to as well. So for this one that just goes in a clump and it's fine, but it's not working how I want it to. So how can I fix it? I'm going to fix it by adding the message. I'm just going to add a little glue so that it stays in place. And then I have some foam squares on the outer edges. Put it there. Number one, it looks nice and clean and finished now. And number two, as I do it, oh, magic, it is now acting like it's supposed to, acting like a waterfall card. So I think that is all of the things that I needed to show you today. And that's all the stuff. And then just as a, I guess as a illustration. So here is a completed 6 by 12 times 2, of course, because I always run 2 papers through at one time. You can get 4 pieces of waterfall card out of one 12 by 12 sheet. So save your paper. All right. Thank you for watching and have a crafty day.